Do you love kombucha so much that you've always wanted to make your very own? If that's so, well, keep watching and I'll teach you how to make your own tasty kombucha drink. So after your water boiled, you take it out from the heat, and then the first thing you're gonna want to do is grab some sugar. I really like using Demerara sugar, and you fill up a full cup of it. So after you've got your cup, add it in the water and stir. Okay, so after you've dissolved all your sugar, grab some black tea. Why black tea? Well, because it's actually easier to get your kombucha started. So 1 tea bag, and the last one 8. And then you let everything steep. So when the tea has actually cooled down, you can finally take off the lid. And the next step is to go fetch all the little tea bags. And the last one, when you have your kombucha, the new tea, ready cool down, then you can get started with your fermented kombucha. And you want to make sure you have clean hands, and you don't want to use any metal on your Scoby. And this thing grows like crazy. So I started off with a little tiny Scoby like this, and now I've got actually a couple in the fridge. And look at this other guy here. And when you take out your Scoby, you can inspect it. So you want to make sure there's no dark spot, nothing starting to go moldy. And you can take off all that slimy excess, you can just get rid of it. You use fermented kombucha to start a new one. So make sure you clean really well your big jar. And you have to take 2 cups out of this. Okay. 2 cups. And now you can actually put your Scoby back in, and then you grab the tea that you made and cooled down, and you put everything in with your 2 cups of kombucha. Your little Scoby will feed off of this black tea and sugar. Perfect amount. The last thing to do with your new batch of kombucha is to close the lid, because it is sugar and fermentation, so you don't want any flies to start feeding on this. So what I use is just a plain old napkin, something that doesn't have tiny holes, something that will let everything breathe, but without allowing any bugs to go in. And now you're gonna want to wait 7 days about for the fermentation to happen, and you're gonna start tasting after 7 days, and just to make sure it has the flavors you actually like. So mine I've been leaving to ferment for about 9 days, give or take, just so that it has that nice kombucha flavor. When your kombucha is ready, has fermented, the next step is to start bottling it and adding flavors. So I love making it with blueberries, ginger. I'm actually testing out apple kombucha, so I'm gonna have to let you know if it's really good. I've done partridge berry, which is really tasty. Mangoes is also really awesome. If you have any ideas, different flavors that you've tested out and you know work really well and give some good flavors, just leave it in the comments below and I'll test those ones out. So you want to use about a cup of fruits for a full batch of kombucha, and you just put it in your bottles. One thing also with ginger, if you put a lot of it, it will be quite potent in flavor. I do like it really gingery, but some other people don't like it as potent, so you gotta find your own taste. I really like using wine bottles because I do love wine, so I've got lots of those. But plastic bottles are really good to get it started because you're gonna know when when it's carbonated enough, because as you put it in your bottles, you're gonna have to leave it at room temperature for about 3 days, give or take, and you can actually feel when it's hard enough, when the carbonation has happened. The last step is to grab your container of kombucha and to start filling up your little bottles. And one thing I'm also going to mention is that you don't want to fill it quite to the top. You want to leave about an inch of space just so that the carbonation can happen without having your bottle explode. Start enjoying your very own kombucha, and if you enjoyed this, make sure to click on the like button and share with anyone who would find this useful.